You know, Hollywood has been the end goal for a long time now. You know, the sound stages, the film sets, the Oscars, the red carpets, you know, that still is the goal. But when it comes to my personal faith, my morals, there are things that Hollywood is doing right now that I can't really stand behind personally. I cannot ignore what's been going on in this industry, to demonic, devil-like symbolism in films, to the absence of God in award shows, to even people worshiping film executives. You know, something fishy is going on around here. So the first known account of the devil in film is Le Manoir du Diable by director Zorth Malaise, a French film that came out in 1896, in which the title translates to the House of the Devil. So despite how we know Satan, back then, or at least with this film, it was meant as a means for comedy. In the silent film, the devil was a trickster, almost jester-like. We then go to post-World War I, over in Germany. We have films like Nosferatu. This is where things take a turn, and we dive into full horror. See, this right here is the gray area for this discussion for today. And you guys can have your own opinion, and please share it down below in the comments. Now, there is this like general idea, basically explaining how, you know, these antichrist, you know, beliefs and principles are present in horror films, and it's okay that they're present because, you know, people actually like seeing the film, right? We can just disregard the fact that they're present in the film. In my opinion, that's absolutely ridiculous. I'm not saying y'all are demons. Well, some of y'all maybe. You can't disregard that these ideals are present in the film. And I'm not saying that you cannot watch these kinds of movies, right? What I'm saying is people will watch these kinds of films and just like not care about it, you know. Oh, Antichrist, I don't care about it. Oh, Satan, I don't care about it. Oh, it's whatever. It was a fun movie, right? No. Also this too, and I mentioned it in my last video as well, people are like, oh, it's an art form, it's an expression. That is also bullshit too, because as a filmmaker, a director, a writer, a producer, your own personal beliefs, opinions, you know, they're gonna, you know, come into your work, right? So anything that you put on screen or to the public, your personal morality is being shown in that. You know, everything derives from somewhere, and we can't use art as an excuse for these antichrist beliefs, right? It's reality. You can't really fake it. So for some other films, like I said, I mentioned two in my last video, The Book of Clarence and Him, but technically speaking, most horror films can like be in this antichrist, you know, like umbrella. Like I said, like this is a lot of gray area when it comes to, you know, film messaging and meanings, and it's really up to your interpretation and your ideals of faith to see if you think it's really antichrist or not. You know, one example that I want to talk about right fast is Robert Eggers' The Witch, which the witch uses the goat as a symbol in the movie. The goat, if you do your research, is almost like a manifestation or like a symbol of Satan himself, and is used through like witchcraft and some other stuff like that. So no bueno when it comes to my faith personally. And alongside these films, and maybe even more importantly than the films, is these award shows, man. Like, you can make the argument again about the art form when it comes to the movies and films. However, the award shows are the reality. They're the true nature of these people. Like, there was a stat back in the day that basically said that in an Oscar acceptance speech, God was number 6 as far as the most thanked person. And who was above God, you may ask? Well, people like James Cameron or Peter Jackson, Spielberg, and more concerningly, Harvey Weinstein. I don't know what was going on, maybe because they were scared of him, but like it's really concerning where a guy like that is above, you know, God when it comes to, you know, thanking people for an award like an Oscar or a Golden Globe, whatever the case may be. It is also concerning too that It's very common for people to get an award and not thank any faith or religious, higher power at all. Like, I understand if you don't, follow Jesus Christ. There's many religions in the world, but the fact that you don't even thank a higher power whatsoever, that's really concerning in my opinion too. Without God, I don't have that mindset when it comes to, propelling the company forward, making films, producing films, right? Creating content for y'all. Without him, I don't have that whatsoever. So the fact that these people are on the biggest stages when it comes to the film industry and they don't even think a higher power, that kind of pisses me off. Not gonna lie to y'all. Truthfully speaking, I by myself can't do a lot, right? I can always trust in God. I can always, put Christ at the forefront. But what we need right now is a movement, right? People who are like-minded like myself, like us at Dream Color Studios, people who are believers of God and Christ and want to make content. And they see the issues that's going on right now in this industry and they want to change it a little bit, change the narrative, have a shift. So let's all come together, right? Let's all individually make our own content, but make sure it's holistic. Make sure it's Christ-like, right? No matter what genre it is. This right here is a PSA to my creators, to the dreamers, the ones who want to make that content that's deep. That's deep with God, deep with Christ. And look, truthfully speaking, LA right now, Los Angeles, is kind of a fallacy when it comes to God, right? They play around with him. They disregard him. They worship, other entities besides him, right? And I already said it before, but I can't really stand for that right now. So hopefully, and I mean hopefully one day, LA can change. But right now, all I can do is trust in him.